Thanks for joining us on our show, Basic Concepts and the Wisdom of Kabbalah with Dr. Michael Laitman. Hello. 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 On this show, each time we take a concept from the fabulous wisdom of Kabbalah and try and explain it in the closest way to a person who just started studying the wisdom of Kabbalah. And today we'd like to talk about the concept of equivalence of form. There are such words in the wisdom of Kabbalah that when I hear these words, they sound very technical, like something from engineering, and by nature I'm very emotional. So when I hear equivalence of form, what is that? Form means desire, because the form of man is his inner desire and the way that he expresses it. And equivalence of form, meaning that there is some kind of manifestation in me, and through this phenomenon, expression, I express my inner desire. And it could be in someone else, and then between us. There are different forms in each of us. How can we see, according to the form of man and according to what he externally expresses, what does he want? What does he want to say? What does he really have? He has some kind of inner desire. What is that inner desire? What does it express? And besides that, we also want to know, how do we measure man's form? How do we weigh him? How do we weigh man according to his form? And can even maybe compare these things, because that's how it's called. Equivalence of form, meaning that there is one desire and a desire in a second person. So the desire in the one person and in the other person can come to equivalence of form between the desires. And how do we know it? According to how they express themselves. The one expresses himself in one way and the other expresses himself in another way. And here there's already a question. Because not everyone expresses themselves equally, similarly. Right, there are also people that it is hard for them to express themselves. He feels one thing and comes out something completely different. Right, and that's why it's not simple. The concept of equivalence of form, why does Kabbalah speak about it so much? Because man's desire is actually his essence. And therefore, it's really important to us. What does he want to show us? What does he want to express? What does he want to show? If I want to come closer to a person, how can I come closer to him? By expressing myself, by being similar to him. It's not that we come closer in distance, but I come closer to the other person, meaning that in the way that he expresses himself, I express myself, and then what follows is that we really come closer. So there are two levels here, if I understand correctly. You started with talking about the most inner desire that man has, and then you talked about the external expression of that desire. Now, when we talk about equivalence of form, what do we mean? That I want to come closer to someone. So, I need to express myself in different ways in which I'm similar to that person. Similar. Give me an example. Suppose I like what he likes, hate what he hates. And this way I reach a state where I'm really close to him, similar to him. Similar. Sometimes we see that people are similar to each other, close to one another. Kids, suppose, from the same family, could be, etc. Now, when we're talking about spiritual development, what is the meaning of equivalence of form in terms of a person's desire to develop spiritually? Equivalence of form in the wisdom of Kabbalah is that a person learns, studies who the Creator is. Simple. The Creator is the good that does good. He has no egoistic desire whatsoever. He wants only to bestow good to everyone. A person that comes closer to the Creator needs to feel that he wants to enter the good. If so, then a person, in order to be like the Creator, needs to keep himself that way toward everyone too, just like the Creator is. That everyone around him will feel good. A moment ago you told me that if I want to come closer to someone, I need to show them that I like what they like, that I dislike what they dislike. Then you really come closer to that person, not in distance, but in qualities. So how do I show the Creator that I like what He likes, that I dislike what He dislikes? What does He like? You need to know? So teach me. I don't know. Scrutinize, what does the Creator like? What does He hate? And bring yourself to a state where you like what He likes and hate what He hates. This is exactly called equivalence of form. The first word, suppose, equivalence. What does it say? That I as if need to equalize with the Creator? Yeah, equalize with the Creator. Me? Oren? Yeah, you, Oren, too. Do you believe that I can? You have to try and find yourself as similar to the Creator as possible. Meaning what? What does it mean to be like Him? As He is merciful, so are you, etc., etc. Everything that you can say about Him as being loving, you have to reach the same state. And everything that He hates, you have to hate it too. Previously, you said something beautiful, that you have to give everyone around you a feeling that they'll feel good around you, just like the Creator wants to do good. That's the kind of feeling that you need to give everyone. How can I give those around me this kind of feeling? Fantasize, think, how do you create such a feeling? But that's the direction. Yeah. Now, the word equivalence of form, it talks about a developmental process. Yeah. And that's called spiritual development. Yeah. I change forms on the way. Yeah. What's the first form that I start out with? That you want to be like the Creator. And then you need to learn, what does it mean to be like the Creator? And you need to reach a state where you more and more equalize yourself with the Creator, make yourself like Him. In Kabbalah, there is this concept called adhesion. Exactly, that's the end of the way. So the end of the process of equivalence of form is called adhesion. Yeah, adhesion from the word adhesive. Yeah, that you're so similar to the Creator that you're really adhered together. And what am I then? What kind of Oren did I become? Like the Creator, similar to the Creator, adhered to Him. That you're as one man and one heart. I feel Him where? In your desires? And what desires? In all your desires, you can feel that every desire of yours is like the desire of the Creator. And that means that I've reached adhesion. Yeah. I understand that I'm supposed to go through some inner change, or what changes about me? My inner desire changes, or my external form? Of course, it's your inner desire. What does it have to do with the external form? The way you are now, that's how you'll stay. So what changes? What changes is what you feel, what you want to feel, the way you relate to others, the way you understand that the others relate to you. Your internality changes. Why is that important? Because that is what man is. That means what? You're now smiling like a little kid. In 20 or 30 years, you'll be a bit bigger. And bigger and bigger. And you want to grow. What does it mean to be? What does it mean to grow? To grow, it means to constantly be more and more like the Creator. It's a process in which I upgrade my form. Yeah, so form is as if something external, but it's internal. Of course, it's internal. Externally, I can, paste a long beard on you, but it won't change anything internally. Right? So the word form means your inner form. It says that when a person becomes more and more like the Creator, he can get infinite abundance from him. What is that abundance? A good feeling, knowledge, emotion, everything that you want. And if a person is not like the Creator, then he'll get the opposite. The opposite meaning what? The opposite, that he won't get that which exists in the Creator. Why? Because he's not close to him. Equivalence of form, or change in form, or disparity of form, these are the measures of how close or distant from the Creator we are. The closer a person is to the Creator, the more abundance he can receive. Sure, it's a kind of condition set by the Creator. Yeah? Why is that important to him? In our world too. The more similar I am to the other person, the better I understand them, the more I feel them. That means to be closer. The Creator wants for us to come closer to Him, yeah, to acquire the same form as His. Exactly. Why? Because then we enter a state which is entirely good. So it's for us, it's not for Him, actually. Of course. Because the Creator, He has no deficiency whatsoever. So it's a process that's like it's an evolutional process. Yeah. What's the starting point and what's the end, the top? What forms does a person change on the way? From the recognition of evil, a person, through wanting to get rid of that evil, excluding it from himself, gradually working on it, every time acquiring a good desire, then by that he comes closer to the Creator. So at both ends of the ladder, at first I have the bad form, I need to identify that, and at the end there's the best possible form. Yeah. So let's take the beginning, the bad form that I need to identify. What is it? That you're an egoist? Egoist meaning what? That you think only about yourself and nothing about others, and that's bad? Very. Is it like nature? It is. So man's nature is evil? Man's inclination is evil from the start. So this is the initial bad form in which a person thinks only about himself. Right. Okay. On the other side, when a person has received his best possible form, what is that? The best possible form. He is good to everyone. And that means that he became like the Creator to the fullest. Yeah? Who made me that way? Such an egoist who thinks only about himself. Wasn't the Creator? Yeah? So what is he driving me crazy for? It is in order for you to take care of yourself and understand that being the opposite of how he created you is the best thing, and for you to reach that state by yourself. By myself, that gives me what? That you want that state, to be good and benevolent to everyone like the Creator is. I need to scrutinize that this is what I need to want as if. Yeah. It is a process that involves intellect and emotion. Yeah. Intellect and emotion. You need to change your inner form from egoistic to altruistic. How do I do it? First step. First of all, you need to connect to other people that want the same as you do. Second thing is that you need to incorporate with other people like you, and to also incorporate with what Bala Salam and Rabash write, are Kabbalah teachers. Yeah. And then you will realize what they say in your connection. They're like giving me guidance as to what is that form of the Creator that I need exactly. Previously, you said something well known from the sources: as He is merciful, so are you. Well, if I look around me, I don't know if I really identify or say that the Creator is merciful, etc., etc. You repeat the word, He's good, good many times. You need to be good. You talked a lot about good. Where do I need to look in order to... How can I see that good that I need to copy? On yourself. Because it says, don't do to others what you hate. That's it. And how's that related to the Creator, to His form? Because if you don't do bad to others, then you are already closer to the Creator. So the initial form that I need to depict in myself is that I don't want to do bad to anyone. Right. And that means not to have a bad form. Can you explain something from the good side? What does it mean to be good? Bestow good onto them, that they will feel good. But what can be good? Maybe they want to harm themselves and others. Therefore, you need to know, what does good mean in the eyes of the Creator? What does He see as good? And He wants for all of us to treat each other in good, in bestow, in love, and an embrace. And this is what we need to learn. The wisdom that teaches this is called the wisdom of Kabbalah. As simple as that. So in Kabbalah, I'll learn how to hug. Yeah, to come closer to people, teach them how to embrace, and to also learn how to do it yourself. Can I embrace you from afar in your desire? That means what? That you want to be close to others and to be in an embrace with them. For this, you don't need distance or, to really feel it like we do in this world. It's a matter of attitude, your attitude toward each other. That's what's felt. What brings closer and pushes people away from each other? The bad feeling between them that they don't want to come closer, embrace each other, that they don't want to care for one another, and what brings a person closer or pushes him away from the Creator? The same. The same. In Kabbalah, it says that if you want to be in equivalence of form, you need to annul self-love. That means what? That I need to try and stop caring for myself? Yeah? So who's going to care for me? If you're thinking about others, then you're not thinking about yourself. As simple as that. I have a kind of instinct where I care for myself. Yeah, obviously. But gradually, by studying the wisdom of Kabbalah, by the force that is embedded in it, we start caring for the other. And when you care for the other, you switch the attention to him and you cease to be concerned with yourself. What does it do to my inner form? You become free. Free of what? You were constantly concerned with yourself about this and about that and what's happening and how and what. And now you abstain yourself as if. And so what about me? Don't worry, everything's going to be fine. You don't need to completely forget about yourself, but for sure, nothing bad will happen to you. Bad, right. What promises me that? Because we're all under the one upper force, that there is none else besides him. And if this is how we behave in accordance with him, then surely we are close to him and nothing bad will happen to us. In this process of equivalence of form, I measure myself in relation to what? Do I have some kind of measurement for it? You are among people in this world. These people, there are such among them that they too want to reach the same goal, the same equivalence of form. And then, if you are close to these people, then you together, by helping each other, can move this way in a direction where all of you will be like the Creator, become like Him. When we say equivalence of form, when the Kabbalah says equivalence of form, what exactly does it mean? To be good and benevolent like the Creator is. Okay, now, today there are people in the world. Are there people in the world today that have already equalized their form with the Creator? No. Why? I can't lie to you. But to completely equalize their form to the Creator, this is very, very, very hard, and I don't even know what that is. So much so? Yeah? But you come closer to it gradually. How many degrees of development are there? It's like a ladder. Suppose 125 degrees of development of forms that are closer and closer, more similar to the Creator. Yeah? So suppose a person is on degree number 7. It means that he has changed 7 forms from the worst form to one that's a bit better, a bit closer to the Creator, etc. Yeah. So suppose there's someone on level number 7. When I look at him, I see that he improved, he became a bit better like the Creator. Maybe not. Why not? Why so? How can you identify it? According to what? What tools, senses they have, discernments, according to which you can measure that person and say, he has reached level number 7 in relation to the Creator. So where is that form of level 7? In his heart? Of course. His inner qualities, desires that no one's familiar with. Only he knows about it. Yeah, maybe he himself doesn't know how to measure it either because he's still at the beginning of his path. When a person improves himself that way? What changes about him and what remains? First of all, what you see the same all the time. And what changes about him is his attitude toward others. He can't harm others more and more. Suppose more and more people in the world will start equalizing with that force of good. How will that change their quality, their life quality, the quality of their life? Look, I can't tell you. A person feels good because he is headed toward an eternal, exalted goal and the attainment of the Creator, upper worlds. He is with us in this world, but he actually feels, along with what we feel, also the upper roots, upper forces. He belongs to the force that controls the world. He becomes a much smarter person. Relatively, maybe yes. Not necessarily smart in terms in our concepts. So all of these tremendous achievements, they're expressed in what? Life wisdom, which is what? He knows what everything exists for which purpose does, toward what goal everything is unfolding. That's it. Sounds very strong and exalted. Right, that's why it's hard to explain. Okay, unfortunately, our time's up almost, but what do you wish me personally, as a person who just started studying the wisdom of Kabbalah in relation to equivalence of form? I think that you should go into our archive, and from there, you will be able to find there anything that interests you. And that way, gradually, you'll be able to download it into your heart and mind, and then you'll see how you achieve good things. And about my development, what do you wish me to reach? What form? That's clear. To be a man, a human being, means to be like the Creator. Yeah, no less. Anyone can. Anyone or everyone has to. And we will come to that. Thank you very much. You too. Thank you for being with us. Basic concepts and the wisdom of Kabbalah. All the best.